As a tech, I live in the control panel, and if there's one thing that drives me crazy is so many of the important tools that I need are buried way down there. I've got to go into administrative tools. In fact, let's do this right now. So here I am. I'm going to go over to control panel, and I'm on Windows 10 here, but this problem takes place in every version of Windows. So what am I looking for? Disk management. So is that under administrative tools? Yeah, that's disk cleanup. No, what is? Oh, it's computer management. That's right. And then we finally get to disk management. I mean, this crazy organization, which has been with Windows for a long, long time, is a source of some angst for a lot of us technicians. And we have learned little tricks that help us get around this problem using something called the Microsoft Management Console, or MMC. Many of the denizens of the control panel are actually little files called MSC files. So they act like EXEs, but they only run within this MMC. Let me start by just showing you the raw MMC. So I just come in and I type MMC, and you get this very boring window. What you're looking at is the MMC framework. This is the box that all these little MSC files run in. So watch this. I can add some stuff in here. So I'm going to do File, add a snap-in. They call them snap-ins. About the only place they call them snap-ins is when you're doing this. And let's say I want to take a look at disk management. So I'm going to add that. And I can do it for this computer or for another computer, assuming I have the username and password for the other computers. And I'm just going to hit OK. So now when I click on this, watch what happens. So disk management comes up just as if I had clicked on disk management through the control panel. Now, you might say, well, Mike, why would you do this? Well, watch this. Let's say the other thing I do a lot is I'm always running for services. So I can add this, hit OK. And now if you look up here, you can see I've got disk management and services all within the same thing. Now, again, you're like, okay, Mike, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is this. File, save. I'm going to call it Fred. And let me close this. And if you look here, I have now made my own custom MMC. I've made my own custom administrative tools, in essence. So I can double click on this, and it will always bring up those two tools. So if you're someone like me who tends to find themselves always using the same 3 or 4 tools, you tend to make your own little consoles like this, and then it makes your life a little bit easier. Now, there's not a lot of people, to be honest with you, who actually do this as I just showed you. Lots of people do, most people don't. But what they do know is that all of those little snap-ins have names. Let's look at this one more time. So File, Add Snap-in. So all of these files here actually have individual little names. So let me cancel out of this and I'll give you an example. So let's say I want to run disk management. Now most people would go into control panel, administrative tools, whatever, da-da-da. Watch what I do. I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to type. Do you see that? And that automatically brings up disk management. So that's actually kind of cool. All these little files with the extension MSC are those little snap-ins for the MMC. So it really becomes very convenient. Now, I'm going to warn you right now. The chances of you seeing MMC questions on the A+ are very, very small. However, this nomenclature using MMC snap-ins like I'm doing here with these rather strange names is extremely common. Let me give you another example. If I want to run services, I don't go clicking through the control panel. I just type in services. That's right, I don't even have to type in MSC and it up and runs. I want to take a look at my group policies. But you can see the group policy editor is up and running. So what is really cool here, and what you might see on the A+, are these little actual file names for a lot of very, very common tools that we use within administrative tools. So I'm going to end this episode giving you a list of some of the most important tools that you'll see that we run from a command like that. You probably will see these on the A+.